Yes, I don't know how to describe, but it's a very sensitive way of connecting and being or getting in contact with a patient,
Yes.
with a special dimension or manner or kind of the patient. How he or she is expressing himself or herself.
Yeah, and partly this is opportunity, in a way, and even a little small way, for me to have a practice. So it's not only to find the remedy, it's also for myself to sort of study or come collected in myself, and I feel that to the extent that this is possible for me, I allow the patient to come to themselves in a way. I would say this this is really the idea, and I suppose somehow because of my nature, I would say, that certain things like this I have to do. So, for example, when I was doing acupuncture, and at that time the electronic equipment came out, and a lot of people were using it, and they said, yes, it helps, the energy is strong. But I had this idea, I said, if I can't feel the energy, then
there is no energy.
Then how shall I say? If I can't do that, then I have to stop. It's like this do or die. Either if you can't do that, then what are you doing? You know? Then so in a way, I have this certain kind of discipline. I say, no, you're going. This, like, again on this route, and it's not that I can do these things exactly, but years ago I had an osteopathic treatment, cranial osteopathy, and I was there and I felt and I thought at that time, I thought, this cranial osteopathy and homeopathy, it's close. It's really close. But the difference was that the osteopath could touch. And the information could come through the touch. And then I thought, well, what can you do? You have to learn to touch the energy field without touching. And I can't say that I have in any way succeeded, but all the time, this is also part of the idea. To have a direct contact. And this is why these ideas, the theories of how to come to the remedy, to analyze it this way or that way, I don't would say, in general, I don't have a problem with this. I'm not, I don't have a problem. It's a structure, and there's certain structures which I do use. But what I want is to be in contact. That's what I'm looking for. And any theory analysis, it's coming in between. This is my thought. At first there has to be, then afterwards you can maybe, you look, and also what I agree very much with what René was saying earlier, is there's not, if you just have first this, then that, then that, then that, there's a whole bunch of keys. And in some case, this key fits. And in another case, that key fits. And if you only have one key, It's not it. So in the case we just saw, it could not turn on animal or mineral or plant. Sure, you can have that bit of information, but that is not on what the case turns. Another case, it's exactly on what it turns. You see the energy and you know it has to be this kingdom. But then it's like you don't have to think about it so much. It's there. So it's very difficult to not have a system. And I think in the beginning, it's absolutely essential that the students have a system. It doesn't, I don't care what system, but it must be a system so they can at least have an idea of one way. And later, when that way is more or less helping, then it's possible to compare. But I also agree that the system has to include the basics. There's a set, like the babies, you know, if they don't crawl, they don't walk too good. And so if we start the people off with running, there's a neurological deficit develop. Yeah, and this is a serious problem. Serious problem.